Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today we'll be looking at a 3-pack here in front of us. This is a company called Mego that produced some figures from the Netflix original movie, Guillermo Del Toro's Pinocchio. And I actually saw the movie not that long ago and it was actually really good. Me and my wife watched it and we enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, man, I'm not too familiar with the company Mego. I know that they're an older company. I believe they were really big back in the 70s, 80s, I believe. I've seen some of their toys in Target with the vintage packaging, and it's usually like superheroes like Superman. I believe they have some Star Trek figures as well. But yeah, never really held one of their figures or really interacted with one of their figures. So this is the first time I've ever touched one of their figures. And yeah, I've opened this 3-pack already and I have played with them quite a bit. And yeah, we'll get my final thoughts at the end of the video. But let's get a quick look here at the packaging. Get a very nice image of the movie of Geppetto, Pinocchio, and Cricket, who are, in the 3-pack. You get the Netflix logo, the name of the movie right there, Guillermo Del Toro. The logo of the company, 17 and up, because these are collector figures. As you can see right there, it's this limited edition set. You open it up and it reminds me very much of a NECA figure. Actually, I have a box somewhere here. Here it is. Of a NECA figure right here. See, same style. Which I actually thought it was a NECA figure when I first saw the promotional images for this figure, but it's not. Again, it is Mego. And yeah, very nice image of the carnival from the movie. You get Geppetto, you get the Cricket, you get Pinocchio. On the side, you get another image of the movie. On the back, you get the same image from the front, just for the background now. You get a read-up of Mego, which is, again, not familiar with the company. And then the same image on the side. On the bottom, you get a whole bunch of bullshit. You do get a barcode right there. But enough about this packaging. Let's crack these bad boys open. And here we have all the figures out of the packaging with all the accessories. And this is all we get. Not much, man. And me saying 3 figures is a big stretch. I feel like this is more of a 2-pack with a Jiminy Cricket accessory. And yeah, man, not much to this 3-pack. It is decent for what it is. It's not the greatest. It's not the best thing in the world. Yeah, it's pretty okay. I honestly enjoy this 3-pack more because of the movie, my enjoyment of the movie, not because of the figures themselves. But just starting off with Geppetto, man, it does look like Geppetto. The head sculpt is very nice. I love the gray wash throughout the beard on top of that white plastic, and it does go throughout the whole head. The sculpt on this figure is not bad. The paint is decent. The biggest pet peeve about this figure in particular is the body mode. It is a reused body. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's mostly, they mostly do superhero bodies or, superhero characters. So the bodies are a lot buffer. So Geppetto looks pretty buff, man. And that's the first thing my wife pointed out when we first bought this figure. And yeah, he looks pretty buff. And Geppetto's a skinny guy in the movie. So this is buff Geppetto. But it's a solid figure. Just getting a quick look at the body and the cloth. The cloth is okay. It's not the best. It's decent cloth. It does have a Velcro here that runs down. You can unbuckle it or on whatever Velcro it and see the body underneath. You get the straps, the little what do you call them? The little straps to hold your pants up. But if you see a promotional image, he does have a vest on there. So I wish we would have got that vest as well. And then his pants are also a little different. But yeah, the pants are decent. They feel like like wool, kind of like a wool type material, and then you get the pleather at the knees. They look decent, not the greatest. The socks, you can see them right there. The shoes are removable if you want to remove them, so that is pretty cool. On the back, you get some more pleather, so not too bad for Geppetto. Moving on to Pinocchio himself. I get it to focus a little bit right there. He is pretty decent, man. A little bit, as you can see, a little bit flimsy. He kind of just wobbles around everywhere. He is very thin, very small. But you get all the very nice detailed sculpted on Pinocchio. One thing I do think he is lacking is a paint wash. You get all this beautiful sculpt throughout the whole figure. As you can see, look at that. That's pretty great. The back, you get some very nice sculpt and detail as well. But a wash would have really helped this figure just pop a little bit more than what it is. It would have brought all that sculpt detail out, which I'm tempted to do it, but I don't know. I don't really want to mess my figure up. But yeah, this is pretty much Pinocchio. He a little wooden boy. Then he has little wraps around his feet. If you watch the movie, you know what that's about. You get the screws on the back. They look nice. And he just comes with one interchangeable accessory, which is the nose. As you know, Pinocchio lies, his nose grows. So yeah, popping that in, you get a longer nose. I wish we would have got more of these accessories for the nose. I know in one part of the movie his nose grows into like a little tree branch and actually has like little leaves and whatnot. So that would have been nice. Interchangeable hands for any of these characters would have been nice as well. But yeah, Pinocchio is pretty dope. And now getting a look at Jiminy Cricket. He is just a tiny little cricket man. Not much to him, no articulation, no nothing. It's just a little statue. But the details on him is pretty great. Yeah, man, pretty solid figure or little statue. Yeah, I really like the pose they put him in. Looks very wise and like a good conscience. But yeah, man, again, okay for what it is. But let's just get a quick look at articulation since we're here already. Geppetto, his head is on a peg that just kind of shifts up and down. Doesn't really look up, doesn't look down. Kind of shifts to the side and it does rotate a full 360. His arms are on ball joints to move out this much. No bicep swivel. He does have a single jointed elbow that, bends just about 90 and it moves up and down, swivels. He does have a hinge at the hand that hinges down, up, and rotates a full 360. And then he does not have any ab articulation, but he does have a waist swivel. And then he doesn't have any upper leg articulation, but he does have a knee that bends just that much, man, which is sad. So that's not the greatest, but it does swivel at the knee. And then he does have a hinge at the foot that hinges this much up, that much back, and it does hinge a little bit to the side, but not the greatest. So Geppetto's articulation is pretty much nothing. It's the bare minimum, I believe. And then obviously Jiminy Cricket doesn't have any articulation. Pinocchio, his head is on a ball joint. It can move to the side, cannot look up, cannot look down, cannot move to the side. He has little hinges at his shoulders to make him move that much up. If I can get it to focus on Pinocchio and not Geppetto. So that much up. Rotate a full 360. Single jointed elbow at the knee. At the elbow. So it bends in just about that much. Hinges at the hand, hinge up and down, and rotate a full 360. So that is nice. And then he does have these little hinges on the... I wouldn't even call them hinges. I don't know exactly what to call them. They just plug into his lower torso, so he can kick this much forward, that much back, and then he does have a single jointed knee, bends in that much, and kind of bends backwards as well, so that is interesting. Then he has little hinges at his feet that hinge this much forward, that much back, and no ankle pivot because of that little joint right there, or the little peg right there. So I don't know where you can see it. There we go. But yeah, man, bare minimum on articulation on these figures, which is to be expected. But yeah, enough about articulation in these figures. Let's get a quick look at some size comparisons. Now, getting a quick look at some size comparisons. Here we have Geppetto, Pinocchio, and Jiminy Cricket next to some figures by the company that I wish would have made these figures instead. The NECA, Turtles in Disguise, Raphael, and Donatello. The Mafex Cyclops and the Mafex Hush Batman. And here we actually have some NECA figures from a Guillermo Del Toro movie. We have the Fawn and Ophelia from Pam's Labyrinth. And again, man, I just really, really wish that NECA would have tackled these figures instead. I think they would have knocked it out the park, man. But again, these figures are decent for what they are. And there you have it, a pretty okay release by Mego Corp, however you pronounce it. These figures are not the best, man. They're bare minimum articulation. The sculpt is there. The paint is okay. Like I said, Pinocchio really needs to wash. They're okay for what they are, man. Do I think this 3-pack, so call it, like I said, I think it's a 2-pack, is worth $50? Absolutely not. I do not believe these figures are worth $50. I don't know, man. This 3-pack is, again, just okay. If you're a fan of the movie, obviously pick this 3-pack up. If you're not, then I would completely skip it. If you're just a Pinocchio fan in general, a Disney fan in general, I don't know if I would tell you to pick it up, man, to be honest with you, because they're not the greatest figures. If you're gonna have them displayed in a box, okay, maybe. But if you're gonna want to pose them around and have a little display with them, I wouldn't pick them up because first of all, they don't stand very well. Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket don't stand very well. They fall over quite a bit. The articulation, you're not gonna be able to articulate them that well. So if you really like this movie and you just really are a big Disney fan, then yeah, definitely pick these up. But for me, it would have been an easy pass if I would have known all these things prior. But again, it was my first time ever handling these figures by this company. So yeah, man, that's enough for rambling on. I don't want to sound like I'm completely hating on these figures, but they're not the best. But yeah, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, comment down below what you think about these figures. Follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links to all those are in the description down below. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.